together.
No, you're not. You're way back there.
Together again.
Together.
Get together.
Okay.
Bye, Wally.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, we need to
Lock that door. Wally, will you lock the door when you leave?
I'll lock the door.
Okay, thank you.
I'll lock you two in.
Okay, thank you.
People walk by here because it's summer and they think the store's still open. So
Because they see us in here. So
Yes.
then they try to get in.
yes.
Well, they do come in if the door's open. Good evening, Lynn. Oh, I guess maybe I don't need my phone, or do you think I should get it in?
Well, we saw Lynn. Lynn, has anybody else messaged besides you?
Maybe just her so far.
Maybe. Oh, there's Shelly
there.
Hansen.
Oh, maybe.
Hi, y'all.
Is this the same? Is it one tablet maybe that it's worse on
Maybe
than,
not.
than another? I can't
So,
remember.
Lynn,
what
has
we used last
anybody?
week.
Has Mary Lou said hi?
Well, let me-
I think we're good.
Well, I'll just check and see if we're missing
Missing
much.
anybody?
If we are, I'll leave mine.
Hi,
on. If we
Audrey.
aren't,
Audrey, I'm hoping to get your quilts in the frame tomorrow. So if you want anything specific quilted, send us a private message. Hi, Marilyn. Nice to see you. Sandra Gregoire.
Let me see. Where are we here?
So we are, tomorrow I am getting ready to make a post with our summer hours. Our summer hours.
Okay, I'm seeing what you're seeing.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Our summer hours are going to start the day after we get back from Texas. We're going to Texas Sunday.
We A
Anyway.
week from tonight, we'll be at our first events down there. I
I
think.
know, right?
Yeah.
I hope they let us they'll let us take pictures. I hope they let us take the odd video.
I hope that when we do a few things that we're allowed to have a couple little videos.
Yeah. So our summer hours are going to be from 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Keep in mind that we don't answer the phone after 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only change to our routine that might be a little bit different to most of you. And keep in mind there is time changes that affects that. And I think that's it for the hours. I thought there was something else I was going to say about the hours. Anyway, so it's 7 days a week, 10 to 8. And we are going to
Will
have...
the shop be open Friday nights after, or during Friday night? Or
Oh, no, it won't. Friday Night Frenzy will affect that.
yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. I felt there was something else to say. Yeah. So we have 2 shops open when we come back. So
The other shop, the floor is all done. Looks
Yeah.
really good.
it does look nice. So yeah, we're going to have both shops set up with the bed over there, and the classes are going to start.
She thinks while she's gone that they're going to get the bed over there and get everything all set up.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Wally. So the classes will soon be announced. We are going to have a featherweight club that's going to meet once a month. That's something, if you have a featherweight and you want to join us, that'll be something fun. We do have a few teachers lined up to do some classes, so we will post those classes. I know most of you are out there and you can't come, but there are some locals watching. I think that's it. The surprise boxes, we still have, you can still sign up to be on the regular mailing list for the rest of the year for the surprise boxes that come out every 2 months. So if you want to get in on that, you can. We are taking names for the Christmas stockings now. So if you want to get in on that, you can do that as well. Shelly's got it. Yeah, I'm waiting to get back to quilt 2 because this month is get 1 quilt regular price and the second one half price if you have a calendar. So this month will be a busy month for quilting. Okay, so Twyla.
Okay. So, did you want to start
Oh,
with that? or
yes.
not?
I want to show you guys Twyla's quilt.
Oh, it's not done.
It's
Trust
not,
me.
it's not done, but watch this.
Trust me. It's not done.
Look at this.
This is what I have done so far.
That is the part of hers. And she has a few tips that are a little bit different than from what I have.
For me and the way my mind works, or doesn't work. So the thing I've discovered is if I get interrupted, it's not a good idea for me as you're going down your row and figuring out what you need. It's not a good idea for me to grab these first 3 or 4 pieces and sew it to the second, because I did find that I had 2 mistakes. So my way of getting around that, and I think what I did is, I think when I took apart a strip, when I only needed part of it, I think I tossed the wrong part on
Okay.
and sewed with that instead of the right part.
Yes.
So what I have found works for me to sort of have a double check there is, say when I was doing row 16,
Do you think cutting it off is the smart way to do it?
I do like cutting it off. When I'm done, I've cut off. So this is not the whole pattern. I've cut off what I've done. But what I did is, as I found all of these pieces and got them ready, when I found the first group, I laid it face down. When I got the second group ready, I laid it on top of it face down. And I laid them all out first. Then I went to my machine, and as I sewed, so here's my little stack. As I sewed them together, I double checked my numbers against my color sheet with all the
So you
fabrics.
are using the colors? Oh yeah.
No, the fabric swatches.
Okay.
I checked it there. And that's where I picked up a couple mistakes. But the other thing I'm doing, because you have to, for every one of these that's a different size, you have to pull out that baggie, say it's a 1.5 inch baggie, and you're finding all those there. And then say you ran out in your 1.5 inch baggie and you had to pull out the strips to cut some more 1.5 inch pieces. Then there's a matching row that's the exact same as this over on this side.
So if you were to fold that in half and work your way on either side of it, these two rows are all mates.
They are all mates. So I found my matching row on the other side, and as I'm doing one strip, I'm also, while I've got the baggie out, I'm getting the second strip. So here's my two piles. So row 16 and row 32 are the same. So those are my two piles, and I've just got a little sticky note on it. So when I get over there, I now have a bunch all laid out, ready to sew in strips.
So once you get to the middle point, you have all your piles.
Except I didn't think to do this right at the very
beginning.
first. So I started probably, I don't know, maybe 9 rows in or whatever. Yeah. But now I'm finding this much better for me because I'm not dragging out the baggie twice. I'm only dragging it out once for that and getting 2 rows out of it. And if I have to cut
you're
some.
loving this quilt, aren't you?
I'm going to try to say this politely, which will be a stretch for me, right? I probably won't do another Bargello. I'm not loving this. I like the quilt, and I like how it's looking, and I think when it's finished, I'm going to love the quilt. But I find this a very monotonous procedure. I'm not enjoying it at all. So I just find, oh.
You like to do a block and get it done and start a different block.
I do. Like, I like seeing that, okay, once I do this block, I've got a finished block and I'm moving on to a different one. And then I like seeing the second block that's a little different. Like, to me, that's so fun. Like, I like that. Or I find this very monotonous. I really have to push myself to go in my sewing room and work on this. Like, it's kind of like, oh, I should
I'll go do the dishes instead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's that bad. So, I can't say it's hard. It's not hard.
Me, on the other hand, I love it.
She does.
But
And everybody likes something different. So, I'm sure that she starts in the middle. Barb, that's a good idea. She starts in the middle and goes left and right. Oh, smart.
But then you can't cut your rows off, so you kind of get your numbers.
So, like, I don't cut. So what I do is as I do my row, I don't cut it off until I sew it. And as I sew it, I scratch out or highlight what I've got sewed each time. And then when my row is complete, I cut it off.
Sandra Gregor agrees with you.
Anyway, it's a good thing we're all different. That's all I can say.
We do have one of Twyla's kits left, and we do have one of my kits left. If anybody wants to join in and think, oh, that's beautiful, I want to make it, we do have it.
I will tell you that I do think that some of those 2 mistakes, because remember, in my kit, I duplicated a number.
Right.
Right? Like my, in my brown, both ends of my dark brown is the same. And I think that maybe is adding to the confusion in my mind, is because I grab and I think, oh, well, that's the right end. But it wasn't.
So before we get into this, we will show them what the next sew along is going to be. And it's going to be the Daydream Sampler. So if you want to work on this from your stash, it's a great one to use your stash because every block could be different. This could be a very scrappy quilt. So if you want
it would be great, scrappy.
It would be. So if you want a book, we have lots in stock. And we do have one kit left. and the kit is kind of Kansas Trouble type colors, country colors. So if you want that kit, there's only one left.
That would be the perfect quilt to work out of your meter cuts that you've been buying.
Yes,
like
it's
it would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
It really would.
So if you want one of these books, let us know.
Okay.
This is the quilt that we are working on for anybody. Yes, she used the highlighter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Barb. You seem to love doing Bargellos, and that's
So does
good.
Susan
It's a
Swan.
good. It's a good thing that we're all different, right?
This is the one we are presently doing, and we do have one of this color kit left. I'll let you see the colors a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
We do have.
So this is the Starlight block of the month, and we are on week 3 tonight. And typically we do it the second Monday night. So if I apologize if there's some of you that are gonna be looking next week for this, but it will be there because we won't be here next week. So that's why we're starting tonight.
So last week, Twyla was over here, and I was telling her what to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell her what to do tonight. Just wait. I got to turn this sucker around.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
So
this is the block that we're doing.
So this is the block 3 or month 3 or week 3, whatever you want to call it. And you need to make 4 of these. 4? I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Well,
yes.
I've already done 3.
Yeah, right. She's already done 3. So we're just going to sew 1, and that's if I can find all the pieces. And we're not going to lose a piece tonight.
You should tell them that piece did not ever show up.
Yeah, that piece that last month we lost. I went home and took every scrap out of the container. Deb looked here everywhere. That piece never showed up. I had to cut new ones and make it, which was not the end of the world. But anyway. Okay.
Do I need this foot? Or can I use my 1/4 inch foot?
Well, you got you got to go across the thingies. So what she was just asking there is she has a 1/4 inch foot with a hangy downy thing. Which doesn't work so well if you're sewing diagonally from corner to corner. So she's going to switch her foot.
Okay, what do you want me to teach her?
Well, let me look here. So the first couple, this uses just 3, 5, 7 fabrics this month. So just be careful when you go through and cut your fabric that you are looking to see what the biggest cut is first from that piece of fabric. And always cut your biggest cuts first so that you don't run out. Then the first couple steps here are just drawing diagonal lines. It just tells you which squares to pull and draw diagonal lines. So we're going to skip that. So we are going to, the first step we're going to make is we need to make, let me look, unit 1, yes. We are going to, oh wait, I might be wrong here. Hang on, what is that? Oh my. Give me a minute, guys. Unit 1, where is unit 1?
Right there, your finger's right at unit 1.
It is, but I don't know why it's up there. So we need to have, it tells us that we need 12 of these half square triangles, which is for all 4.
Okay.
Right? So we're only making 1 more block, right?
Okay.
So we only need to have 3. So I made 1, but Deb is going to actually sew. So the first thing it told you to do was to mark your
line.
Your lines.
Which I did.
So she's going to get 2 half square triangles out of that.
So I'm going to put these together.
So this is fabric H and fabric D. So the other thing to remember is when you, if you have, see people, if anybody posts pictures and you happen to notice that some people maybe that's making the purple kit, that their colors look different than yours, there were some kits that had slight variances in them, like that we ran out of a certain fabric and we had to put a different fabric with it. So don't panic and think that you did something wrong if you see a little bit of a...
So I'm going to cut down the middle line.
Yep.
And I'm going to press it.
You didn't plug the iron in.
I'll get it.
Okay, you get it.
Because I love to iron.
You're right.
So tell them though that Bargello that I told you not to iron, you agreed with.
The what?
Not to iron the Bargello.
Oh yeah, I really did agree with that. Like, she's not joking. I did agree with that.
So I'm gonna iron to the dark.
Yep.
How are we gonna screw these up?
Okay, yeah, so Deb had said last week
I
that she
should
didn't.
have squared them up before I ironed them.
Yeah, you should have. Deb had said last week that she didn't recommend pressing the strips before you sewed them together on the Bargello. And after working with a bunch of strips, I think I didn't press any, but I think I agree with you, Deb. I think it would be too. I think it would be too. It would be too easy to have your stitches come undone if you did that. And the other thing is, I honestly think, guys, that ironing them, unless you're going to pin all of your intersections, which I didn't pin, and I know you don't pin. If you're just going by feeling and nesting your seams together, it is definitely better if you don't
like to
iron.
feel that bump.
You can feel the bump way easier if you don't
there's
press.
lots of bumps here. Okay, so I've got my squares done.
Yeah, but right now I'm having trouble with one of these. I'm trying to picture what I'm doing here. H, D.
This must go here.
This is boggling my mind. Like, seriously. Oh, maybe they just have it turned upside down. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. So there's those, which we're going to do later. Okay.
Those on here.
Yeah. Where's the other one? Right there. Which we're going to build that piece later.
We're going to build it later.
So when you put those together, they go, see how the dark, do you see how the dark is staggering?
Yep.
Yeah. So point that with your finger so they see it. The dark doesn't go the same when we get to building those blocks. Yeah. So now we're going to go on to...
Man, that looks like... Yeah, I guess. It's amazing what they look, how big they look.
Look, before you take your seam off of it. Yeah, that's true. So now the next thing we have to do, if you hold this up, you can take those little ones off if you want. You see these two parts right there, and this one up here? But they are actually opposite. Can you see that?
I see that.
So I have one done, but we're going to do the opposite one. I have that one
You
done.
have that one done?
Yes.
And now we're going to make this one.
So I'm pretty sure it's opposite. Lay it down there. I don't think it works down there, does it? Well,
It does work down there.
That doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't.
I had that wrong.
Yes, you did.
I had that wrong.
Yeah, so they don't work. They're totally different. So this one is unit 2A. So we're going to do the unit 2B.
That would have screwed you up.
Yeah, that would have messed me up big time. So we're going to take this big, that is a letter N. And then you have these two, and we're going to have to look, because look, if you look at these, do you see that there's a subtle difference? One is a, whoops, where are you? There you are. One is a background and one is a slight little floral. So make sure that you're using the correct one in the correct way.
Right there.
So
I'm going to put that like that.
So she's going by this because she's matched this up. You can go by the pattern, but she's looking at, this one is matched up with the light background in the same place in the floral. So she's going to sew up there. And it's just a corner to corner, just snowballing your corner, basically.
Okay.
Yep. And then she's going to do the opposite corner. So this block isn't really quadrants. This block has got like one bigger piece and a couple smaller pieces around the edges.
So I'm going to put this
over
right
there. Yeah. There she goes. And then she's going to trim those and press those.
You can use the ruler if you want a straight seam, or you can cut it because it's hidden.
You got some threads hanging.
Do you cut every thread, Missy?
Well, I typically don't have one as long as that. Not usually.
Okay, I got that.
Okay, so that's that part done.
And I will cut the threads.
Well, you don't have to.
Okay, we got threads.
Okay, so that one goes.
That one's going there.
Right.
Okay.
So now we're going to start working on this part. We're going to save this piece to last. We're going to start working on this part. So the center piece right here is a square and a
square and a square.
So here's your, so it's a fabric end underneath.
Okay.
And then it's, I gotta look to see, oh, did I bring my, yeah, I did. Hang on.
Okay.
What fabric that is. That is a fabric H.
So now I'm going to draw.
So I have seen people do square and a square blocks two different ways. Some people sew their opposite corners on first. And some people proceed around the square.
What do you do?
I do opposite sides. What do you do?
Of course, I do the opposite.
Does that surprise us?
Not at all.
Yeah, so I typically do the two opposite sides and then do the other two sides. But a lot of people, Deb included, work their way around. So that's what she's doing. Both give you
Exact same look.
a finished square and a square, so it doesn't matter. Do whatever floats your boat, right? Is it too late to start? Elaine, what are you talking about? Because I see you also mentioned pressing distorts the fabric. So are you talking about the Bargello, Elaine, or are you talking about this block of the month? Just clarify that for me. Sandra's Landry's really enjoying making this quilt.
Who is?
Sandra Landry.
It's a beautiful quilt. It's like one of my favorite sew-alongs, actually.
Well, I can tell you I've enjoyed it a heck of a lot more than the Bargello.
Come on, Twyla. When it's all done, you're going to make
Susan
it.
Cutro says on her Bargello, she cuts her pattern in half and does it that way.
So I got my center done.
Okay, so there's her center, the square and the square.
Now we have to make flying geese.
Yep, so we've got 3 made. There's the 3 that's made. But I want you to take...
What?
Yep. I want you to just notice that the flying geese all have the same background, but when we get ready to do the corner squares, they're a little different. So she's doing just a basic flying geese.
Did you draw a line on this?
No, I thought you'd wing it on this one.
That's because it's too dark to draw on.
It is. I knew you'd press it or finger press it or whatever. I don't draw lines at home. I use the thingamabobber. I really like it. What was that thing called by the clearly slotted perfect people? What's that thing called? Anyway, the same people that do the clearly, what's those rulers?
I don't know. I have Chrisanne Chandler coming. Chrisanne Chandler. She's going to come and do some classes when we get our classroom.
Oh,
there,
nice.
On how to make multiple flying geese with a different technique that I almost guarantee you guys have never seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many does it make? Do you remember?
40 something.
Oh, my freaking word.
It's multiple. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, she's going to do some demos, some classes, and to show people how to do it.
Nice.
She did it. We went to a retreat probably 2 years ago now at the
block of the month. So Elaine, we only have, I guess it depends on whether you want a kit from us or whether you're going to just, use your own fabric
we have
or
the pattern
whatever.
For
we
sale.
have the pattern for sale, and there is one of the original fabric kits left if you missed the start.
Is there just the one?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So the one that's the original one
is the blue.
Is this colorway. It's not this green.
No, it's not too late. And it's pretty. It's on the
It
bed.
is. It is. Or if you want a kit, I'm sure we could come up with something. But we do have the patterns. The patterns are how much, Deb? Do you remember?
35 or 39.
Now, what are you doing?
Oops.
Oh, yeah. She's okay. So she's going to sew two of the flying geese on opposite sides of her center square in a square. Look at the thread.
Stop. That's the way I work. Last week, I was a teacher, and you had to do what I told you. So if you want me to cut those threads, I will do them.
Nope, you do you.
It looks like a hairy thing.
You do you. When I take that block home, I'll cut your threads.
Okay.
Okay.
So now I need my blocks.
So now, if you notice, before she's got to make these into rows across here. But this is where you've got to pay attention because there are two light background corners, which your background is labeled L, and there's two of this lighter shade corners, which is fabric C.
Okay, I'm going to do this.
So she's got to pay attention to where she's putting them. So she's grabbing. Deb, can you remember how much that pattern is?
34 or 35.
Okay.
Right there on the...
Oh, yeah, right. Is it? Wait a minute. I don't know if it's labeled. Nope. Nope. So she's sewing one of her strips to the...
One thing I know, because I had to make do with...
So now there is something there to match up.
Yes.
How are you matching that up?
I'm bumping my seams, like I'm flipping them so that they match.
So do you think your center point's going to match?
Oh, I don't know. You didn't tell me to watch that. Let's just see what happens.
Let's just see what happens. So she's going by feel, and she is
I
just
forgot about the center
nesting her two outer seams, but there is a center. Is it perfect? You make me sick if it's perfect. Just saying.
one. Okay, I'll just show you.
Okay. So you do have points. The point of the flying geese and the point of your square and a square. That's pretty darn good. It is. Let us know the name of the tool you mentioned. Okay, so Marilyn
I'll go
Hargraves,
get it.
what I was talking about is the clearly slotted trimmer people that do the thing that you square up your half square triangles. They make the thing for the bed of the machine.
And we are sold out.
I can't remember what it's called. But it goes on your machine and you don't have to draw lines.
It sits on the base and there's a line for you to
And
use
it's
as
like
guide.
you know the stuff that you stick on your windows, like Halloween decorations and Christmas
It kinda
decorations,
sucks to the base.
kind of sticks to your window, and then you can peel it off and put it in a different place. Well, that's kind of it's kind of that type of fabric that you can just peel it up. It doesn't have like an adhesive. I'll see if we can find it.
I don't know how I'm going to go to Moda and be able to sit down and sew. I kind of like standing up.
Do you really?
I love it.
Really?
I don't think I'm going to sit down. And
Well, you might if the
I
table's
have to
low.
over there, yeah. I might get Wally to put it on stilts.
That's
It's easy
just-
on your back.
Well, you know, I'll just tell you a little something. Most of us get up a bit because we do things like we press, we whatever, and like I purposely keep my iron not right next to my sewing machine, so I actually have to stand. And then I find I don't get tired of sitting because I'm up and down a lot.
Some of us don't iron as much as others.
I know some don't iron at all. We won't mention any names. Is it good? Oh, look, she's right proud of herself, guys. She is. Look at that. And look at those strings. Aren't they great?
See, maybe that brought me luck.
Maybe it did. Look, it looks like some kind of a hairy spider. Okay, so now we've got to tackle that last corner up there.
This one here.
Yeah, so that's the one I got to maybe look at the directions. Move these so I can see what we're doing. So,
We're doing this.
Yes, we are doing. So let me look at my, I gotta find my page because we're on a different page and we haven't been looking at the pages. So we are going to sew. First off, let's do,
Put a square on there.
yes, because this is one, look here. This is a unit right here, right up in there. But then this is a unit.
And
that's a unit. Right? So let's do, so be careful.
I will. I'm going to make this unit.
Okay, so she's making that unit first. Okay. So it would be very easy, while she sews that, I'm just going to show you. It would be very easy to sew this piece to the wrong side of this, because you want this to be that staggered look with the, whoops, I can't even point in the thing and hit them. That piece is going to be staggered. Yep, there you go. So now, guys, I'll just point out that typically I would trim those little points that's sticking off there because it makes bulk in your thing, but Deb doesn't bother.
Do you want me to? You're the teacher.
Well, no, I would trim those because it's just added bulk in the
Okay.
corners of your quilt.
Okay.
So here, this is what I'm talking about, guys. See these right here? See that little triangle sticking off there? That's just more bulk there that doesn't need to be there. She can trim that even.
If I trim that, I'm going to cut that hair.
Oh, that would be a shame.
I'll lose my hair. Okay, I'll cut that. There we go. There we go.
So now you gotta, do we have?
That's part of that.
Oh, yes, okay.
So we're making this now. So we got to take this
Yes.
and we have to sew
Whoops.
this onto there, like that.
Right, but now I gotta find, because I don't see my square. Do we see the square, the background square? Oh,
The triangle is right here.
oh, it's laying so close to it. I thought it was part of the one underneath. Okay, got it. Okay.
So I'm going to put this on this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put this. We haven't lost anything yet.
Shh, we're not done yet. So guys, just lay that down, Deb, and show them that they need to be paying attention to the, like the long side of the triangle versus like the,
So the long side's got to come here, and the long side's got to go there, so you get a long strip there.
right. So you've got to make sure that you've got the 90-degree
And when you
corner.
pick it up, match it up to this point, not down to here.
Right.
Pick it up, match it there, and let everything else hang over as an excess. And see, if I go like this, you will see that you have a perfect angle, 90-degree angle there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So next she's going to say that's why she doesn't trim those.
That's why I
because,
don't trim those.
Yeah, exactly. I knew it.
Well, you can see that it's right on if you leave your ears.
Clearly, oh, who put that?
It's
Wendy
clear.
Lebo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Clearly Perfect Angles by New Leaf Stitches.
Thank
That's
you,
them.
Wendy.
Yes.
So see?
I would have had to get my phone out and look.
So then I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to match it up here. And here, and here.
So now what is the thing that you're going to watch not to cut off here?
Just let me think. Then I'm not going to cut off.
You don't want to cut that point
Oh,
off.
right. I'm not going to cut it. You mean I don't want to sew over it?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm, excuse me.
Well, I'm not cutting. So this is my point right here.
Mm-hmm.
My stitch line has to come beyond this side of it.
Yeah.
Not this side.
So if when you get that part done, you notice that it doesn't look like you have quite a 1/4 of an inch there, you might
Fudge
need
it.
to fudge a bit as you're stitching down there. The art of fudging is very important.
So see, my stitch line goes right there. On the
right on
other
top.
side of that point. See how I
Yeah.
let it go right on that side?
Yep. So now when you flip that back and press it,
I won't lose it.
or cut it off, like I was saying, but you know, that probably wasn't the proper term. Oh, look at that. What a nice little block.
There we go. So that goes there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to go here. And these two seams are going to butt up perfectly. And these two seams are going
So
to
let's
cut up.
aim in on that. So that looks a little weird, doesn't it? But when you flop
Take
them
your
together,
1/4 inch.
And when you nest your seam and then take your 1/4 inch.
It will be perfect. If it was me, yeah.
Well, it is you. What are you doing?
Make sure these are right directly across from each other so you don't go in on your point.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's nothing wrong. If you are a person that pins, you go right ahead and pin.
Somebody pins?
No, but I'm just saying, if you are the type person, yeah, there are people who pin down. Those sets are shocked.
Oh, you know what I did wrong?
What did you do wrong?
This had to go.
No, you're good. So you can sew that to that. Okay, so look at this.
Oh, I see, yes.
You can sew
Right.
that to that.
I can't put that on yet.
No, then that's going to sew to this.
Right.
And then this is going to sew to this.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what-
So
okay.
she's going to make that whole top row first.
First, there for a second, I thought I had to make a Y seam.
Nope, no Y seams. So the trickiest part on this one, she picked it up, is make sure that you've got these 2 pieces correct. So if you look at these, you'll see that on this side of these lines, you basically have the white background, and on this side you've got the pretty little floral, or whatever is in your kit, or your fabric that you picked. I love it when there's that subtle difference between like a couple backgrounds like that.
Yeah, it doesn't make it so boring.
Yeah. I mean, it's not in your face, but it's just really cute.
And we're going to flip this over onto this.
Now, guys, if you want to press every step, you feel free to press every step.
Yes. Or if you want to cut every thread, you cut it.
A witch.
So if you want to look under here, because this fabric
Look
is
under
so
where?
thin.
Wait a minute, my cord won't. Okay.
You can take it out.
Okay. So where are we
I can
looking?
visually see my point.
I might have to
I can visually see my point. So
through because
through
it's
the
such
fabric.
a light fabric.
But if I couldn't have, I would have sewn it. I could have sewn it this way, so I could have seen.
So
my
you
points.
could have watched it and stayed on the right side of the
Right.
thing. Yeah.
It would have made more sense to do
Yes,
that.
Lynn, I know you do both, and your work is perfection, and that's why, because you take the time to do all those little steps. It is true. The more of those little steps you do, you have a much
I know.
neater project, probably, in the end.
You do. So I will cut these. Lots of times I cut these when they're in the quilting frame, quilting each row.
So now she's got basically 2 rows. She's got the top and the bottom half. So this week, like I said, it's not quadrants, like equal 4 quadrants. It's kind of a bit of a unbalanced ratio, but it still works out the same.
It's square when you're done.
Yep. Well, it's supposed to be.
Mine might not be.
Oh no, yours looks like it's coming together nicely. I rarely pin. It's not very often I pin, but you can tell that when you look at some of my points.
Yeah, but I feel for my bumps.
I do too. It's just once in a while I find you might be a little, or I might be a little off, but it's probably that my 1/4 inch seam isn't as accurate. I don't like a hangy downy foot thing.
What's a hanging down foot?
Those feet like you use right there, that's got the thing that
the
hangs
guide.
down, the
You don't
guide.
like the guide?
I don't like working with it. I like just using my other one and just judging, but it
so
doesn't.
I might have
I know Lynn says it would drive her nuts if she didn't cut her threads. Lynn, it would drive you nuts if you were here watching Deb do this.
This is wrong. This is wrong. See, I got too much of a gap there.
Let's zero in on that.
This is right like that, and that should be up a bit. So I'm going to fix it.
So she's going to fix it.
Yeah. Don't you think? That's too big of a gap.
Well, that's totally up to you. It's your block, your quilt. You do you.
Okay, we're going to leave it. I can say I'm going to change it during the live. And then we'll go off and like, that looks perfect. No, that probably does need to be changed. But anyway, so
Just
that's
let me
how you
check
make
something.
the block.
Okay, so I want to show you. Don't know. That helps it, but not enough.
No.
So sometimes you can, if it's off just a little,
You can pull it.
no, you can press your seam to the opposite way and it takes some of that up.
Yeah.
But that one's off enough, it's not taking it up.
Well, look at that.
It does sometimes,
It
like
does
if
make
it's
a
off
difference.
just a little, you can get away with that. Trust me, I know.
That's much better.
Yeah, see?
But look at the difference. It is much better just by switching that seam around. It is off a bit, but not nearly as much.
It makes a difference. So,
Cool. You know what I realized? I don't know if I can show you. But when you're sewing two strips together, I can show you. If these were, sometimes you know when you're sewing and you have a tone on tone white,
yes.
and you think, did I sew the right sides together or the wrong sides? Sometimes you have to visually look at it.
Mm-hmm.
If you take these,
Oh, what is she doing
if your bumps touch, then you know you got the right side.
now? What are you talking about?
Okay, so there's a bump. See my bump?
Are you talking your bump, your
fold,
fold?
that bump.
Okay.
If this fold matches the bump that you're there,
Yes, you're on the right.
You're on the right side.
Yes.
so sometimes when you're, because I was working with white fabric earlier today,
Yes.
and I was sewing it on wrong because my bumps weren't kissing.
Yes.
They,
Yeah.
you know, like if they pitch. And I thought,
Yeah.
I wonder if people realize watch your bumps, not necessarily the color of your fabric.
Yeah, and I find that really works. If some batiks does have a subtle difference,
Right.
And
so
yet
if
when you
go
get
with
it
the
in your
fold-
quilt, you do notice it, but not many. But there are some that because
So instead of taking
Yeah.
that I hate ironing and getting rid of that crease.
Yes. Yep.
Sometimes when you're sewing it together, if you
Mm-hmm.
leave it there, you're easier to tell the right sides.
yeah, it is. Okay, so that's our 4 blocks for this week.
That's so pretty.
It
Twyla.
is. It's very pretty. I'm just looking. I wonder where that goes in the pattern. Let's look. Find it.
Oh, that's a test. Oh, well, it's not hard because that's the star.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're on that side, so where is it?
There it is right there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, yes, there it is. Very nice.
See, that's the line right there.
Yep.
Right there.
And you can see the shade of the half square triangles doing their opposite
See,
thing there.
that's what.
Yep.
That's how it's going.
Yeah, right
Just
there.
like that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Mhm.
And those 1, 2, 3 is 1, 2, 3.
Yep, perfect.
So that's why you want to make them go straight. That should be fixed. Because you see how that gives you a straight line right along there?
Mm-hmm.
You need to see that straight line.
Oh, she's talked herself into fixing that.
Yeah, I'm going to let Twyla fix it when she goes home.
Okay. Okay, so did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I don't think so. That's it.
So we don't have one of those things to show, do we? Those
What are
clearly,
what things?
those clearly perfect
No,
things.
they're sold out.
Okay.
But we will be getting
They
more.
are really nice though because it gives you all the lines that you need to do corner to corner, but also that 1/4 inch seam on either side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nice. And it's easy to peel up if your bobbin is underneath. Like mine isn't, mine's down underneath the machine. But
Mm-hmm.
it's easy because it isn't actually stuck with tape. So, okay. Perfect.
Okay, that's it.
So next week, remember, there's no, we're going to be gone.
Wendy, I do have bumps too, so.
I have bumps, they're just not in the right place. Okay, so next Monday night, no sew along, but we will be back the Monday
following.
after, and it's the start of,
It's not the Bartello?
when do you think I'm going to have time to finish that when I'm in?
Okay. All right.
Oh, whatever I've got done, we'll show, but aren't we starting
Yes,
this?
yeah, we're going to start.
We're going to start this that week. So we are doing, I think our plan
Is to do 2 blocks
is
a
to
week.
do 2 blocks a week because there's 12 blocks, and if we just do
Yeah.
one, it's going to drag on. Plus there's the setting and whatever. So it would drag on because we want to move on to
Christmas.
the Christmas project so that you have time to get it done and quickly
Christmas.
before Christmas, right? Oh, Deanne, so you didn't see my Bargello?
I'll show you the Bargello, but watch the beginning of the video because we
Yeah.
did show it. I will show it again.
This
though.
is what I have so far,
Beautiful.
Deanne.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It
And
is beautiful.
I can't show you mine because mine
It's buried, probably, is it?
It's buried.
Yeah.
We sold 2 quilts on the weekend, and we literally had that
Bed tore apart.
50 quilts on the floor,
Oh, yeah, that doesn't
and
surprise me.
it got made in the wrong order, so the Bargello is way, way down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, have a great week. Get your blocks done, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Right?
Well, hopefully we can do live from there.
Yeah, we are hoping to do lives.
Yeah.
Little short ones.
Okay.
It would be nice if they'd let us do a little short one in the warehouse so that they could see the
how
mode of
all the
warehouse.
shops.
And, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that would
We're
be
going to
nice.
see about that.
Okay.
Are you going to show us the Christmas block that we're going to do this year? We do have it.
Go ahead. Debbie, you know if you ask Deb that she's going to show you. Like there's no keeping a secret. Where is it?
It's right here.
But we don't have kits done up yet or anything.
We don't have kits. We don't have everything, but this is what we're going to be doing. We're just going to do some blocks. There is a chance that for those of you that like the layout, that you're going to be able to do this and not do it as a Christmas one. So if you don't want to do a Christmas one, you can still join this sew along because we can show you some substitution blocks to put in it. So if you think, oh, I don't want to do Christmas, that could easily not be Christmas.
Yeah, it could.
Very easily.
Yeah, you could replace a couple of those blocks, but it's really cute, or I think it is.
Do you think we should show them?
I don't know. It's your quilt store. You do whatever. Can you remind us which quilt from the book we are doing to get the fabric?
Oh, they're all
this?
the same. They're all the same blocks. It's just different layouts from what I understand.
I think so. So we're doing this actual, it's
We're
the
doing the 12
sampler
blocks.
one, which the requirements for those of you working out of your stash are on
Page 3.
page 3 is the requirements for this.
Okay. This is our Christmas one because I want to show you. Thank you, Debbie Hill. This is what we're doing for our Christmas sew along.
It's nice.
I like it. So, the thing is, if this is I don't know, a 4x6 block, instead of doing candy canes there, we will show you a block to replace it.
Right.
The stocking, we can show you a block to replace it. The log cabin is not necessarily Christmas. The tree is not.
No.
This doesn't have to have the candy cane
No.
in the center. These bulbs we will replace with another. This is not Christmas. This is not Christmas. This is not Christmas. This isn't Christmas.
Yeah.
So and the flying geese. Debbie says she loves it.
Yeah, so does Audrey. Oh, so does Deanne. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one because it's a sampler.
Oh, hello.
So much better than a Bargello.
Anyway, if you want one of these books, there's lots of time to order it, but it would be nice to send us a message so we know how many to get in stock. This book arrived a couple of weeks ago, so some of you did buy it.
And I will tell you that the fabric requirements utilizes a fat quarter bundle and then some yardage. So if you
A
have
bundle
a
that you like.
Christmas fat quarter bundle that you like, you would just have to get some fabric yardage to go with it.
But there's lots of bundles that would look good. Any of like Camille Ross Skelly bundles or
Yes,
like
yeah.
Lori Holt bundles.
Yeah, you could
or
do
any
anything,
bundles.
whether it's Christmas or not, you could do it. But
Yeah.
So it starts with that and then uses a few other cuts. But a lot of the other cuts are like your border and stuff too, right? Your extra
Yeah, and they've shown different backgrounds here,
scrappy.
and you could easily do it all in one.
Yeah, you could.
So Marilyn loves it, Claire loves it, Jennifer loves it.
Yeah, it's
So-
very cute. Very nice. And it would look totally different. Like this is a Kansas Trouble.
Yes,
And they have the bundle. That bundle actually came in.
I think we have one of those bundles left.
But you could do like Christmas bundles are going to start coming now. Like they've
Mhm.
started. So
Yeah.
there'll be tons of different, like if you want a more modern look, like some of like the Lella Boutique type fabrics or
And the thing
some
is,
of those.
this.
Ooh, nice bum.
Thanks for playing with my mom. This is a lot. Just hold that for a second. I want to grab one of the bundles.
It is very cute.
This is actually one of the fabrics that's in it. And even though all the fabrics in there,
The
they're
bundle is Christmas. That
No,
doesn't
it
scream
doesn't
Christmas.
scream Christmas.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So if you want to do it Christmas, but you just want to do it in different shades of reds and greens and golds,
That aren't actually Christmas fabrics.
Right.
Yes,
it
you
would
could
still
do that.
Because
Yeah.
that when you look at that pattern quick, you see red, green, and gold.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't have to do the Christmas line. To make
Or
it
if you
Christmas.
don't have traditional colored tree and you want to do it in
Blues and silver?
and silvers and grays, you could,
That
right?
would be nice, too.
Yeah, you could do it in whatever you wanted. So that one's going to be a fun one.
And it is called a vintage Christmas sampler.
But that will be
After
after this one.
So you have lots of time to think
So
about
this
it.
one's going to be at least 6 or 7 weeks. Plus there'll be the block of the month scattered in there
Yeah.
on the appropriate week. So this one's probably going to run at least 2 months.
Jennifer, I think we have one of those bundles left.
Yeah, I think you got a couple in.
Yeah,
I
so
think, yeah.
send a private message if you want that
Yeah.
last bundle, because I don't think we can get any more of the bundles.
Well, you can look because occasionally you can from Moda, but not very often.
very
You can't
often.
count on it. Okay,
That's
that's it for tonight.
See you, everybody.
See ya.
Thanks, Debbie, for edging me on and
Oh yeah,
squealing.
because you need so much encouragement to blab on stuff, right?
See ya.
Good night, people.